How much is 2 plus 2? You say 4? But what if you were in a room with 10 other people? What if the first person said 5? What if the second person said 5? What if every single person in the room looked at the equation, looked at you, and confidently said 5? Would you still say 4, or would you start to sweat? Would you start to wonder if maybe you are the crazy one? In 1951, a psychologist named Solomon Asch proved that for most of you, the answer is no. You would not say 4, you would say 5, just to fit in. Welcome to the Asch Conformity Experiment. This is the study that destroyed the myth of the individual. We like to think we are independent thinkers. We like to think we value the truth above all else. Solomon Asch proved that we are actually terrified herd animals who value social safety more than reality itself. Here's the setup. A volunteer walks into a room for a vision test. There are 7 other people sitting at a table. The volunteer thinks they are also participants. They are not. They are paid actors. The volunteer takes the last seat. The test is childishly simple. Asch holds up a card with a target line. Then he holds up a second card with 3 lines, A, B, and C. One line is clearly identical to the target. The others are totally different lengths. It is obvious. A 5-year-old could pass this test. In the first round, everyone gives the correct answer. The volunteer feels comfortable. But then, the glitch begins. In the third round, the first actor gives the wrong answer. The second actor agrees with him. The third actor agrees with him. By the time it gets to the volunteer, he is panicked. He rubs his eyes. He looks at the lines again. It is clearly wrong. But 7 people just said it was right. The volunteer has 2 choices. Choice A, tell the truth and risk looking like a fool or an outcast. Choice B, lie, agree with the group, and stay safe. The results were devastating. 75% of participants conformed to the wrong answer at least once. They looked at a short line, heard the group call it long, and they agreed. They denied the evidence of their own senses just to avoid the awkwardness of disagreement. When interviewed later, the subjects gave 2 reasons. Some experienced normative influence. They knew the group was wrong, but they didn't want to be the weird one. But others experienced informational influence. This is the scary one. They actually started to believe the group was right. Their brain said, 7 people can't be wrong. My eyes must be broken. The group didn't just change their behavior, changed their perception of reality. This explains the emperor's new clothes. This explains stock market bubbles. This explains political cults. When you are in an echo chamber and everyone is repeating the same lie, your brain eventually rewrites the code to accept it as truth. To disagree is to feel physical pain. MRI scans show that social rejection lights up the same part of the brain as a punch to the face. You conform to stop the pain. But Asch found one flaw in the matrix. It's one way to break the spell. He ran the experiment again, but this time he hired 1 actor to give the correct answer. Just 1. Suddenly, conformity dropped by 80%. The volunteer didn't need a majority to stand up. He just needed 1 ally. This proves that the power of the group is fragile. It relies on the illusion of unanimity. If just 1 person breaks the silence, if just 1 person says, wait, that's wrong, the entire illusion collapses. And everyone else is free to speak the truth. This is why dictators silence dissenters first. They know that 1 voice of truth can shatter the trance of 1,000,000 lies. So look at your life. Are you saying 5 because everyone else is saying it? Are you buying the crypto everyone is buying? Are you hating the person everyone is hating? If you are not thinking. You are conforming. Out. You are in the experiment. Out. But conformity is about choosing to follow. What happens when you don't have a choice? It's what happens when you are punished no matter what you do. When you scream and nobody comes. When you fight and you still lose. Eventually your brain makes a dark calculation. It decides that trying is useless. It decides to shut down. This leads to the darkest discovery in behavioral psychology. It explains why victims stay with abusers. It explains why people stay in poverty. It explains depression. It is called learned helplessness. If you want to know how a spirit is broken and how to rebuild it, you need to watch the next video. We are going to the dog kennel. Click the next video. The cage is open, but you won't leave.